Pradyot, let's start with the big question. Are you in this election as kingmaker, to be king, or simply to be a vote cutter? What is the role of the Tipra Motha in this election?
I don't think that in a democracy it's good to use words like king and kingmaker. I think kings are made by God and kingmakers are also appointed by God. I think in this election we are basically trying to prove a point that the indigenous people of Tripura, who are actually the original inhabitants of the land, need their rights to be restored. And it's our view. It is this election is not being fought from the prism of what BJP wants or what Congress wants or the Communist wants. It's from what the tribals want, and that's what we are fighting.
No, but tribals are what? 35% of Tripura's population. More than 1 in every 3 is a tribal. You're calling for, as per your manifesto, for a permanent constitutional solution for the indigenous people of Tripura. Now, I want to get a straight answer. Are you calling for a separate state within a state? Are you calling under Article 2 and 3 of the Constitution, do you want a separate state within Tripura?
I have a point of view, which has been over the years, that we should have a separate state under Article 2 and 3. We are also open to an idea of a solution, a constitutional solution. But that solution has to be given to us in writing so that we can go and show to the people if that is enough or not. The fact is that we want to have a constitutional solution and a dialogue with respective players, whether it's in the opposition or in the government, to bring in a one-time solution.
Now, what's this one-time solution? You've got an autonomous council at the moment.
To the initial question that you said that we are 35%. Please mark my words, Rajdeep. If things don't improve, we'll become 15 to 20% in the next 10 years. What you're seeing is that the tribals actually have no protection. You have actually created statutes, but you have actually not empowered them. You've actually made laws, but you have made it unimplementable. So what we are asking for is legislative powers with powers to enforce these laws that we make. Independence and autonomy in making these laws and implementing them, which hasn't happened.
You've got an autonomous council at the moment, which in fact the Tipra Motha did very well in 2 years ago. You control it. That's clearly not enough. You want more, right?
The autonomous council, all parties, including the BJP, have said that they need to give more to empower the autonomous council. Why is it so? What has prevented the Communist Party, which says today that we need to empower the autonomous council more? They were in power for 25 years. The Congress was in power for 15 years. Before that, the BJP has been in power, but they are saying nothing. So they have all agreed after Tipra Motha has come that more needs to be done. My point is, why did it take Tipra Motha to come to power for all of them to come and agree that not enough was done for the autonomous council?
I'll tell you why, Pradyot. A couple of fears. One is that if your demand is acceded to, then tomorrow there'll be demands across the country. There'll be a demand in North Bengal. There'll be a demand from the Karbi Anglong. Across the country, people will say, we want a state within a state. It will open up the floodgates.
Pandora's box.
Yes. It'll open up.
Then make a law in the parliament that the people of Tripura or the people of Gorkhaland or Bundelkhand or Harit Pradesh have no right to ask for a separate state or a separate constitutional solution. If you make it a law, then scrap that out of the parliament and we'll keep quiet. But as long as the Constitution of India gives us that provision to demand something which is very much within our rights, why should we keep quiet?
Now, what's the geographical boundary? Have you thought about the geographical boundary of this state?
The council area plus the 36 villages which are left out of it, which are inhabited by the indigenous people, at some point have been left out. That's it.
Because the fear is it could,
there is no fear.
It could move into other states. You could, the fear is simply this.
We are not
once the government of India accepts the demand of your demand for, what do you call it, greater
Tipraland.
Land, others will also ask
You can change the name, call it Modiland. I have no problem. Sardar Patel Land. I have no problem. My point is, you are talking to NSCN, which is asking for Greater Nagaland, which is asking for sovereignty, which is asking for a separate constitution, which is asking for a separate flag. You were talking to the Hurriyat, which were against the basic ideology of BJP of 370. You were talking to PDP. But today, you are not going to talk to the tribals of Tripura because they don't suit your larger national narrative. I think that is very wrong.
Let me turn then to which is that party which you believe will actually provide you this constitutional solution. Because the buzz is, you've been a congressman most of your life, you resigned in 2019 as president of the Congress in Tripura. Your father, mother were all Congress MPs. At the same time, the BJP is wooing you today. The BJP reportedly has been meeting you. Amit Shah met you. Hemanta Biswa Sarma met you. Which is your party of choice, Congress or BJP, if Tripura throws up a hung assembly? That's the big question people want an answer to.
The party of choice will be those who are willing to give it to me in writing, that they are willing to raise this issue in the parliament or bring in a solution within the framework of the Indian Constitution.
So you're keeping your options open. You're keeping your options open by saying that.
But then in that case, please look at the history of Tripura. Previously, all political parties in Tripura have had an alliance with a national party before elections. All regional indigenous-based, tribal-based parties have had an alliance with a national party before elections since 1977. Why are we the first one who haven't done that? Because we realized that eventually what matters is credibility. And before elections, getting into an agreement with any political party without it being in writing will damage your credibility. What do we have, Rajdeep? We've spoken about my father. I grew up hearing about your father. Eventually, what do we have at the end of the day? Do I take this silver ka thali, or do I take my money and the palace and go up? All we have is good name. And if you don't have credibility in your own community, then you cannot survive for very long.
Interesting the way you're putting it. I still see it as a role of a potential kingmaker. Because there's one buzz that Tripura, which has never had a hung assembly, could now for the first time have a hung assembly. And you could play that critical role. But, the food is coming. You want to explain what's what?
Yes. So again, Tripura again,
we'll come back to the politics in a moment.
We should always talk politics later. This is bhangui. This is sticky rice.
Bhangui.
Bhangui is our Tripuri sticky rice. That is that's a pita. This is the fish pita. That is tok mosdeng, which is that is aloo pak, which is Manipuri, which comes from which is a royal cuisine. This is sinju, because we have a lot of marriage amongst Manipur and Tripura. So this is sinju. That is tok mosdeng. This is a pork salad sort of a thing.
This is pork salad. I've always heard about your pork.
Wak mosdeng is pork salad. Tok mosdeng is the chicken salad, and that is chakhui, which is our own curry, which is made of bamboo shoot, and it's like our dal.
And you have it with rice, all of it with rice.
Yeah, we are rice eaters.
You are rice eaters.
There is no such thing called chapatis in our part of it.
Acha, no chapatis. Well, I love my rice as I love my chapatis, but
it's a Goa influence, I think.
It's my Goan influence. We do fish curry rice, but what I'm interested is that we've got pork, chicken, and we've got lots else to sort of gorge over. This is classic tribal
fish
food.
chutney as well.
This is your fish chutney. Lovely. You want to give it all? Who's going to start? You want to give me the
bangui? Yeah.
Bangui. I start with the bangui. Lovely. Wow, I love sticky rice.
It makes you very sleepy in the afternoon.
That's okay.
Which is similar to Goa.
Yes.
Yeah. So the siesta time.
So this is normally food you have for lunch?
Yes. We have this by and large because again I think this is jhum rice. So.
Oh, this is jhum rice.
Yeah. So we do not have so much of jhum rice has got a different taste to it.
And I have it with the pork.
Yeah, you can have you should have it everything together.
Everything together. Yeah. Wow. Okay, there I go.
The chakhui, you can try the chakhui.
This one?
Yeah.
This is made of?
This is basically it's made of khar.
Okay. Chakhui, okay.
Chakhui.
This is vegetarian, right?
This could be pork and could be vegetarian as well, both.
Okay, lovely.
That is sinju. This is Manipuri.
This is sinju. This is like a salad.
Yeah, this is Manipuri because we have had a lot of intermarriages between the Manipur royal family and us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we have many generations, and that is a royal potato fry. This is called aloo pak, which is again it influenced from the Meitei.
So there's a lot of Manipuri influence.
Yes, there's a lot of Manipuri influence in the.
Wow. And you have it presumably with your hands, right?
Absolutely. Otherwise it doesn't taste well.
Ah, that's the way to do it. This pork is to die for. Oh, this rice is really sticky. That's what I really call a real sticky rice.
It's also the same position for a lot of political parties who are a sticky wicket.
That's right. The politics of Tripura at the moment is on a sticky wicket, which is why Pradyot has decided to give me extra sticky rice.
You can try the pita as well,
Thank you.
which is made in the...
Thank you, Pradyot. Thank you. This is lovely.
Our chakui also has bamboo shoot, so it's an acquired taste for bamboo shoot.
So let's come back to the politics of your state. This is a state which has usually voted one way or the other.
Yeah.
Left, now the BJP. How do you see this all playing out? Are you saying that the politics now is more fragmented and therefore these 20 tribal seats will decide which way Tripura goes this time?
No, I think there's more than 20 tribal seats. There are almost 28 seats where...
You're contesting 42.
42. The fact is that I think there is a bit of despondency amongst the people of Tripura across all communities because the left ruled for 25 years and the BJP came with a sense of promises which they have not been able to deliver. They've changed the chief minister within 4.5 years and the expectations which are so high have actually fallen flat. So I think that has led to a division of opinion and our party has not compromised. We've stuck to our demand and we've stuck to our cause from the very beginning. That's why I like to call our party more of a movement than a political party.
What I found interesting is that many of your party members, leaders are all in their late 20s, early 30s. Was that a conscious decision that you want a generational change in Tripura's politics?
Yes, it was very conscious and when I was in the Congress, I tried to bring in a lot of youngsters. Unfortunately, there was a lot of resistance. And I do believe that if we have to change politics, not only in Tripura, but in Northeast, we have to bring in people who are younger, who have no background of their parents being in politics. I'm saying this with me, my parents being in politics themselves. I've not allowed any member of my family to take part in a political party. I'm very aware of what happens in NCP and Shiv Sena and Samajwadi Party and etc. So we made a conscious decision of not allowing any member from my family to be in the political party and also give chances to youngsters who actually may not have had any political godfather.
But you are a dynast in a way.
Yes, I am.
And the Congress party has often been accused of being a party of dynasts. You were close to the Gandhis. And one of the reasons why the Gandhis are seen to have lost out in the Modi era is they are perceived as dynasts. The Namdar versus Kamdar. So are you a Kamdar or a Namdar?
मैं राजनीति करता हूँ, मैं राजनीति नहीं करता हूँ.
Rajniti karte ho.
So if you see that whatever I've done, I probably was a politician till I decided to start my party. And now we are heading a movement, much like you keep on saying after every elections that you will quit. I also don't want to continue in politics for the rest of my life. I would rather do things which are my passion, like music, sports, cooking, gardening. I'm very fond of animals, traveling, get married. And the fact is that these are the things which I would rather do, but this is a commitment that I've given to my people and my community. And till the time I don't take it to a logical conclusion, I cannot desert them. That's why I have not compromised till now, and I don't intend to dilute the people's aspirations. I'm being very honest about that. I have better things to do in life, but this is my commitment which I had given to my people, and also I owe it to my ancestors in a certain way.
Any regrets though, Pradyot, about leaving the Congress? Since you come from a Congress family, any regrets today?
No, actually, of course, I do miss my friends. I miss the Congress canteen in AICC. I used to get the vada pav and the samosa. I have a lot of friends in the Congress and I miss them. But I don't think that I made a mistake by leaving the Congress. I think the Congress gave me no space, especially during the CAA movement.
You were against the CA.
I was against the CA, but then the General Secretary, who now is from your state.
Yes, Luzdin Falero, now Trinamool Congress MP, was the one with whom you had a problem with. He was in charge of Tripura.
And another person in the state who's just joined BJP. These were the people who made my life miserable, and they didn't allow me to function. So I think I did the right decision. I listened to my heart, and I left the Congress when I was the president. I've always kept a good relationship with the Gandhis. I have never said something against them because it's not their fault.
Could you go back?
No, I don't think I'll go back. I've tasted freedom, and I'd rather talk to them as friends than as a worker.
You know, you're sounding more and more like the various partymen, whether it's a Mamata Banerjee in Bengal or a Sharad Pawar in Maharashtra. They all seem to be happier when they form their own parties.
No, you know, when I met Rahul, I've been saying this on a positive note. When I met him, when I used to meet him when I was the Congress president or thing, he was a different Rahul. But now when I meet him, I can talk freely. I can just speak my mind. Same thing with Priyanka. And it's refreshing. So why would I go back not being their friends and becoming their warriors?
You know, but why didn't you join the Bharat Jodo Yatra then? You should have joined the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
I wish I could, because it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea that some people are trying to get the country together. I messaged him and I congratulated him for his initiative. I think the man has gone through so much of hate, trolling, that I think he's now he's trying to spread positivity. So I did send him my wishes and he responded. But I have to do Tripura Jito Yatra first, and then uske baad Bharat Jodo karenge.
But no regrets?
No regrets. I miss friends, but no regrets.
And is there any possibility of you joining the BJP one day? Conrad Sangma is a great friend of yours.
Yes.
And many believe there's a Conrad Sangma model that you fight the BJP before the election and then do a deal with them after, or in some instances even join them.
For me to join BJP would be difficult. It would be very, I think it would be close to impossible, because I don't think there are many things that we are comfortable with each other.
It's not in your DNA. The BJP is not in your DNA.
BJP is not in my DNA. And I think after I achieve what I want to for my people, I don't think I want to be in politics, as I earlier told you. But eventually what matters is what you give to your people, and then you move away. It would be very difficult for me to carry on being in BJP after I have achieved what I have achieved for my people.
So once you got the Tipra Motha to get what you wanted, which
is a constitutional solution,
you will go to either becoming a musician, or you will go back to watching cricket,
football, getting married.
Getting married?
Getting married, absolutely.
You want to get married?
Why not? I'm seeing you. You look happy. At least you can't say no on the camera now.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 45.
45?
Time to get married. Can't follow Rahul Gandhi all my life.
Okay, that's a good one. You are now a full-time politician.
I'm a big fan of Sunil Gavaskar.
You are a big fan?
Yeah, and I would rather
So am I.
Yeah, I would rather retire like Sunil Gavaskar when people said why, than Kapil Dev when people said well.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
That's right. But you know, Pradyot, in all of this, there's the question that at the end of the day, if you don't win this election, what happens next? If you're not in that position, if the BJP proves itself, they've got their own tribal partner in the IPFT.
Yeah.
And the IPFT has been their partner for the last few years and eventually tied up with them. So if they were to win, where does that leave you? Is this a make or break election for you, or you will continue with this movement as your calling?
This is a make and break movement for all of us, the entire community, because there will be delimitation in 2025-26, and then the real irony will be seen. All those parties which are making short-term sacrifices or compromises for individual gains will realize that if we do not unite right now and speak in one voice for the protection of the land, for the protection of our forests, for the protection of our resources and our future, not only economic but political, economic, social and cultural rights, we will have a huge crisis in hand.
How will you respond to those who say Pradyot's politics are dividing Bengali Hindus from the tribal population? You're creating a divide in society here.
No, absolutely not. I'm myself a Hindu, and I understand, and I actually feel for the plight of the Hindu Bengalis. My parents in the 71 war fed almost 50,000 people right outside the Ajanta Palace. We've had very close links with Jagdish Chandra Bose. 3 of the books written by Tagore is on our family.
And from my perspective, your family also is linked to the great S.D. Burman, R.D. Burman. I mean, I'm the biggest fan of R.D. Burman.
So true that. So we've never had an acrimonious relationship. In fact, the Shuja Masjid was built by my ancestors hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The Buddha Mandir was built, the mission compound. So our outlook is very secular. The only thing is, I'm asking for empowerment of a tribal right. I'm not asking to remove anybody's constitutional rights of any other community. The fact is that regional parties before me, with understanding with the national parties, have played the role of divide and rule. And one has to appreciate that we are the only regional party in 60 years to give tickets to people from other communities outside the tribals, the Muslims, the Buddhists, the SCs, the Manipuris.
So your 42 seats are not all given to tribals?
Absolutely not.
20 seats are to the tribals in the tribal heartland.
I'm a product of my early education in Calcutta. Some of my best friends are Bengalis. In my days in Congress, I've got some of the best friends who are Muslims. We are not a party which is fanatical. We worship Ma Tripura Sundari, but we also have Pir Baba coming and offering namaz twice a week in the palace. My mother is a member of the Mahabodhi Society. I grew up in Shillong. I went for catechism, though I'm a Hindu. So we celebrate all festivals. Ours is a very different society. What is a problem today is that the national party's narrative is very binary. So they always tend to say, either you're with us or you're against us. The fact is, I'm for the empowerment of the tribals without taking away any rights of anybody who's not a tribal.
Okay, one final time I'm going to ask you. If on this very dinner table, we have Amit Shah and Hemanta Biswa sitting with you one day, and the next day Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, whom you know well, also sitting on the same table, whom will you say, I'm coming along with you if Tripura throws up a hung assembly?
First of all, I'll have to change the course because everything is non-vegetarian here. So if it's Amit Shah and Narendra Bhai Modi, probably it has to be a different cuisine altogether.
Sure.
The fact is that deals or negotiations are never done over a dining table. It is done in the public knowledge. And all I want is transparency in a negotiation with anyone, whether it is the Congress, the Communists, Yachuri Saab, or the government of India.
So no late night deals?
No, band darwaze mein bahut kuch hota hai. I want to have a legacy that I fought for my people, and if I can prove that I gave something which is honorable for our people, I would be happy and I would quit and follow you in whatever you pursue.
Because I was told that Amit Shah met you late night, you've been wooed by other parties, everyone is saying, Pradyot, join us, and you chose eventually to go on your own.
No, I chose my people.
You chose your people over the political parties who are wooing you.
Absolutely. Like we choose our food, we choose our people, because eventually this is who we are. This is our culture, this is our identity. And no matter how much attractive something else looks, eventually when you die, this is who we are, this is the dress we wear, this is the land we live, and eventually you are answerable to no one but your own people.
You know, Pradyot, you're sounding there like a politician philosopher, which is not a bad thing to be.
Not a bad thing at all.
Not a bad thing at all. And I just want to thank you. This is my first trip to Tripura, and then to get a sample of the wonderful indigenous food of the people of Tripura makes it very special. So thank you.
Thank you for coming here and at least covering Northeast. Very few people do it. You've done it, and we're very glad that you are here.
I will keep coming. And I want to tell our viewers, first trip, but also possibly, and this is an intriguing question, will this be the first time that Tripura could actually, as some political observers believe, throw up a hung assembly? And if they do, what role really will my dinner companion play? Will he stick to his promise that he's made here, that he's not going to cut a deal?
We'll stick like the sticky rice.
You'll stick like the sticky rice. Lovely note on which to end elections on my plate. From the entire team, Vivek, Amit, Alok, thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe.